Lab Addicts Music
You know what
Group.
time it is? This is Conversations with Maas. Subscribe now. Lock in. Let's go. Real street, man, we watching Maas. Real street, man, we call on Maas. Real street, man, we watching Maas. Real street, man, we call on Maas.
Lab Addicts Music Group.
This is Conversations with Maas.
Lab Addicts Music
You know what
Group.
time it is? This is Conversations with Maas. Subscribe now. Lock in. Let's go. Real street, man, we watching Maas. Real street, man, we call on Maas. Real street, man, we watching Maas. Real street, man, we call on Maas.
Lab Addicts Music Group.
This is Conversations with Maas.
Lab Addicts Music
You know what
Group.
time it is? This is Conversations with Maas. Subscribe now. Lock in. Let's go. Real street, man, we watching Maas. Real street, man, we call on Maas. Real street, man, we watching Maas. Real street, man, we call on Maas.
Lab Addicts Music Group.
This is Conversations with Maas.
Lab Addicts Music
You know what
Group.
time it is? This is Conversations with Maas. Subscribe now. Lock in. Let's go. Real street, man, we watching Maas. Real street, man, we call on Maas. Real street, man, we watching Maas. Real street, man, we call on Maas.
Lab Addicts Music Group.
This is Conversations with Maas.
Lab Addicts Music
You know what
Group.
time it is? This is Conversations with Maas. Subscribe now. Lock in. Let's go. Real street, man, we watching Maas. Real street, man, we call on Maas. Real street, man, we watching Maas. Real street, man, we call on Maas.
Lab Addicts Music Group.
This is Conversations with Maas.
Lab Addicts Music Group.
What's goody? What's goody? What's goody?
Lab Addicts Music Group.
It's Thursday, and it's another edition of Adult Conversations with Maas. I hope everybody had a good hump day. We got through that. We got one more day to the weekend. But before we go any further, we must give thanks to the Most High for allowing us to see another day. Another sunrise, another sunset, and another day, another chance to love on the people who we cherish. Now, with that being said, tonight's conversation is romance or receipt. When did dating become transactional? Let that sink in. When did dating become transactional? Some ladies want to be compensated for their time. They want you to pay to get their nails, their hair, and their feet done just for you to take them out to get to know them. We're talking about first dates tonight. So I went to dinner the other night. Not a wedding, not a birthday, not an anniversary, just a first date. And I came to the realization of something, that dating doesn't feel romantic anymore. It feels like I accidentally walked into a checkout line. And I'm sitting at the table. My phone is on the table, face up. And across the table from me, she's on the phone texting. And I'm thinking that we're about to have a conversation about compatibility. But apparently she was taking pictures of the menu, looking at the prices, commenting on the prices. And I'm like, is this a financial qualification? And I know y'all are laughing, but I'm serious. When did first dates become financial auditions? And that's what it is. It's a financial audition. And when did curiosity to get to know somebody cost $247.63 plus tip? And I know some of y'all are thinking, that's just the cost to be the boss. But nah, I didn't sign up to be financially accosted on a first date. That's not what a first date is about. A first date is not for the lady to check your pockets. And I was like, damn. I don't even know if I want to see this woman again. And I paid $247.63 plus tip. And y'all see Alfred serving up the chef special which is a plate of money. And you see the brothers in the background, low effort, expectation. Brothers is like, damn, I had to do this on the first date. And ladies will get angry if a man mentions, what are we doing afterwards? I just spent $247.63. What are we going to do? And the man is wondering, did I qualify? This episode is going to spark comments. It's going to show what people are thinking. And I say, let them argue in the chat. I'm just here to steer the conversation. And I'm not attacking women. I'm questioning the model of what dating is now. And that's the difference. I'm not attacking anybody. I'm asking real questions that men want to know. Some women want to know too. Why is it that a first date is almost like a deposition? It's almost like a deposition. And a lot of men are not excited about the thought of having to deal with this stuff. I'm in a spring mood. It was 65 degrees today. So yeah, I broke out the butterflies. A lot of men are not excited about dating during these times. Not because women aren't attractive. Women are still beautiful as they've ever been. Not because men don't want relationships, because men want relationships. But because dating feels like a financial obstacle course. With everything that's going on, the economy, inflation, the cost of things, why would a man want to spend an exorbitant amount of money on a first date? So tonight I'm asking the ladies, what is a first date that is going to get a man to the second date? And the first poll question that I posed was, is a man presenting low energy if he asks a woman to go out to coffee on the first date? Because the first date is supposed to be all about communication. We're getting to know each other. It's a time for us to get to know each other a little bit more intimately. Because if it's first date, we haven't known each other for that long. So it's a time for you to look a person in their eyes and ask questions that you want to ask in the beginning of a friendship. We got George Brooks, and George said relationships have become transactional. You correct. You are 100% correct, George. Some women today aren't worth the effort, the stress, or the trouble. And that's 100% correct. It's lots of, yeah. It's lots of men who think like George and I. And men aren't just making these things up. We see them on social media every day. Women going places and ordering up half the menu, all the appetizers, 5 or 6 drinks. And a man is supposed to put up with that. And we've seen examples of what happens when women have a hubristic outlook on the first date. Yeah. A lot of women have a hubristic outlook on themselves in relation to the place that a first date should hold. We got Camille in the house. We got Scorp Mama. We got April Showers. April Showers said her first idea. I told you, men are being financially castigated. April Showers you proved George and I's point. April Showers said the ideal to April Showers of a first date is to know where a person works. Come on, April Showers. Come on now. Come on. Come on now, April Showers. Shouts out to everybody watching on Facebook. Shouts out to everybody watching on Instagram. Shouts out to everybody watching on Rumble. And most definitely, shouts out to the MA family. They already in here cutting up. And everybody else watching right here on YouTube. And we're gonna have this conversation tonight. Tonight was supposed to be a panel show, but I'll be honest, this was a crazy week. I had a bid due that I had to. I know one of my homeboys is mad because we were supposed to do a podcast today, but I lost track of time. Then I had to take my old man afternoon nap, and things happen. Things happen. But yes, Bud Files. George got the follow-up. Other than eyelashes that are far too long and bad BBLs, many have nothing to offer. George said he values peace and conversation. And that is hard. It's hard to find. It's hard to find. A first date should be about talking. Exactly. Not breaking my bank. I'm checking my pockets. I remember I asked a woman to meet me at the bookstore. She said she couldn't. She said that was nah. She said nah. She said I can't deal with you. I said, why can't you deal with me? She said, I don't want to go out to eat. I want to get something to drink. I said, I want to get to know you. I said, I met you 4 days ago. Can we go somewhere where we can talk? I mean, they got Starbucks and Barnes and Nobles. They got little snack sandwiches you can get. But the object of a first date is to see if a friendship can begin. Because we've already got past the particulars of if we're physically attracted to each other. And we've probably had a couple of conversations since their first meeting. The first date is to solidify that feeling or to find out if it's just momentum. and it was just a physical attraction. It's not to stuff your face. April Shower says she's 63, and her idea of a first date is to know that person. Do you have a job? How many kids you have? Like she need to get to know what she's getting. And I can understand that. I can understand that, April Showers. Yeah, Camille says she loves the bookstore. Oh, April Showers, I'm just poking at you. I'm just poking at you. I'm just poking at you. Come on now. You know how we do over here. But yeah, I'm with George. I'm 100% with George. Dating is transactional. It feels like it's an entry fee. It's an entry fee that's required. There's a performance review that's in progress, and if it don't work out, there's no refund. It's just the cost of dating. Exactly, George. A lot of these, yeah, dating for dinners. George. A lot of women are out here dating for dinners, dating just to get a dinner. First dates are basically a free meal and nothing more for many of these women. They couldn't care less about the man many times. A lot of women say that men don't like women. We just deal with y'all. But I think it's the opposite. I think a lot of women don't really like men. They just like what a man can do for them. Yeah. Yeah. A lot of you women don't like men. You just like what a man can do for you. The protection he can provide, the security he can provide, the life insurance he can provide, the lifestyle he can provide. A lot of women are infatuated with that. So I think it's the opposite of what women say. Men don't really like women. Y'all just, want us. I beg to differ. I think it's the exact opposite. I think a lot of women don't like men. You just like what a man can do for you, what a man can provide for you, the lifestyle that a man can give you. April Shower says she likes coffee and McDonald's has good coffee. Now I don't know April Showers. Okay, April Showers, you cool, you cool, but I don't. I guess a man would take a woman to McDonald's, but no. It's a it's a level. It's a level that you just don't. I don't think any man should take a woman to McDonald's. I don't fast food. Nah, not on a nah. Yeah, we not. You know, we do men. We do have some standards, and yeah, fast food is not a. I don't even think fast food is a. Fast food is for established relationships. Let's put that out there right there. Fast food is for established friendships, relationships. Yeah, it's established. Yeah, I there's a line that I draw, and fast food is that line. I'm not going that low. I gotta go back. I gotta look at some of these comments. This is I got it. Some of this stuff is. George said he always goes Dutch. Okay, George. Okay, George. Knowing that you always go Dutch on the first date, have you had women that have said, "Nah, I'm not going on a Dutch date"? I'm pretty sure you have. I'm pretty sure you have. There are some women that will say, well, "Let's go Dutch." If a woman says, "Let's go Dutch," I'm the kind of say, "Nah, I'm gonna pay for it." If a woman offers to, yeah, I don't. But I'm trying to think. I don't think I have had women take me out to dinner, and I've taken women, but I don't think in a first date situation that I've ever had a woman say, "Let's go Dutch." I have not experienced that. Oh, okay, April showers. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I could still invite some people up here to join in the conversation, but yeah. My man Hurt, what's going on, brother? Wow, Camille says she's good. It's some see, this is why I like bringing these conversations up, because I find out a lot about some of the women that are in here. Now, this is two ladies that have said McDonald's is okay for them on the first date. I may need to rethink my strategies. A lot of women are saying that going on the first date to a McDonald's is cool. I think that you all are outliers. I think I mean, if a lot of women wouldn't let a man take them to Cheesecake Factory on the first date, I don't. Yeah, I think you all are the jewels. A woman that will allow a man to take her to McDonald's, that's probably the woman that you want to have a serious conversation with, if that's the person that you have met. George said he blames the feminist movement. Yeah, it's got something to do with it too. That's when independence came out. George says that women overvalue themselves. I think that some middle-aged women to older women, yeah, I think they do. Sometimes they do. Sometimes they do. Camille says she's good on McDonald's. Wow. Scorp Mama said men want to be treated like how is that? How is that, Scorp Mama? I think it's the opposite. Women want to be treated like babies. You want a man to take care of everything, every care need, your feet, your hands. I mean, your hair, the highest priced item on the menu. If a man is paying for all of that, I don't think he's wants to be treated like a baby. I think the women want to be treated like a baby. You want white glove treatment and you want to be swaddled and yeah. You want every need cared for with no repercussions. That's a baby. That's a baby. You want all your needs cared for with no repercussions. You want to throw up on us. You want to yell at us. You want to cry at us. You want to lash out at us with no repercussions. I mean, that sounds like a baby. That sounds like a baby. April Shower said a true woman will dress her best to get her own hair done. They want to see what a man is working with in the mind and in the goals. That right there, that lets us know that April Showers is an older woman because that is wisdom. That's wisdom. A lot of these grandmothers, real grandmothers, 60-year-old grandmothers, 70-year-old, they're putting videos out. And basically they're saying that you younger women are crazy. Yeah. Yeah. These ladies, they saying that you younger women, y'all got the game mixed up. I'm always going to go on the side with wisdom when it comes to relationships because they've seen more. Yeah. My man hurt. Yep. George said he has had women that have said no to going Dutch, and he says he don't call them again. Men have too many options for the. Yes. Women don't understand that. Women don't understand that. I'll say it again. I say this all the time. Women complain about not being able to find a man. Men complain about not being able to find wives. Finding a woman is not the issue. Finding a wife, that's the issue. It's different than men. Women just comment on men. Men comment on wives because we can get a woman. Can we get a wife? That's the question. And that's where women miss the mark. You all are just looking for a man. Men don't have a problem getting a woman. Men have a problem getting a wife. Yeah. Scorp said women want to fight. Scorp mama says she's an older lady and she feels sorry for the younger women. Some of you ladies that are 45, 50 and under, y'all might want to listen to y'all's elders in terms of, I mean, if you're 50 years old and you still trying to catch a man, I don't think the problem is men. I don't think the problem is men. That's 100% correct, George. George says, see, you got to read her before the, yeah, you do. I do a lot of, you right about that because some women don't even get to the first date stage. They just stay in the phone stage. And then that kind of wears off quickly. George said, age means a lot. Age means a lot in terms of being a older man and dating. A lot of men like younger women, and there's nothing wrong with liking younger women. I've dated some younger women. But if her head ain't on her shoulders right, yeah. I think that there's things that an older woman brings to the table that a younger woman can't. And sometimes you don't want them, as a man, sometimes you don't want them to bring those things when you're dealing with a younger woman. So, I mean, there are some things, there's pros and cons with dealing with the woman your age as opposed to dealing with someone maybe a little bit younger. There's pros and cons to that. April Shower said she said McDonald's coffee is good. Not the okay. Yeah, they do got some hot water. That water is hot at McDonald's. I will say that. Exactly. Men don't want to be treated like babies. Not a real man. A real man does not want to be treated like he's got a diaper on. I think a lot of women a lot of women are fixers. They're motherly. A lot of women always feel like the man that they want, they can fix him to be what they need. A lot of women feel like that. I can get the man I want and I can fix him. A lot of women think they are fixers, but some stuff you can't fix. It just is. You can't fix everything, ladies. Sometimes you don't want to be a fixer. It's a lot of energy to be a fixer. And that's what happens when a lot of women chase what they want instead of what you need. April Shower said it's just a first date if you're not expecting anything. Yeah, exactly. And that's how a lot of men want it to be just a first date. But then when women start, $200 for a date. Okay, ladies, to the ladies that are in here and also to the men, what is a preferable cost of a first date? What is the number that a first date shouldn't go over? Now, if you a millionaire or you a football player, or that's a different, you're gonna do what you're gonna do. But we're talking about regular working people in America. That's what I'm talking to. What is a preferable price, a number that a person shouldn't go over on a first date? This is going to answer a lot of questions, because I know the number that men have in their heads, but what number do women have? What's the lowest amount that a first date should cost? Scorp said women want to fight. Wow. Scorp said the younger women want to fight the older ladies. I have seen that. April Shower said back in the day, I had expensive and non-expensive dates, first dates, to see if a man has clean hands, what size shoes he wears, is he neat, does he keep a clean car? I don't think nothing's wrong. You looking at his hands and his feet, you got some other things on your mind. Right? You looking at his hands and his feet, April Showers, you got some other things on your mind. Okay. Camille said $80 max. I think that's Scorp said she been beating up men. She didn't have to mess up a few, man. April Shower said, I cooked for a few men on the first date. They came over. I sent them home so they could see I could cook and had to clean it. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with now that's a that's a good first date. But a lot of women don't want to invite a man into their house on the first date because they think it gives I don't think it gives a bad impression. I don't think it gives a bad impression. Yeah. I'm 100% with that. Cooking for a man and showing that you have that's a great first. Now that is a good first date. You want to show a man that you can cook and spell it, yeah, as opposed to going in his pockets. You want to show him what you can bring to that. Hey, April Showers, I think that's great. Camille said $80 for a first date. I think that's drinks, food. I mean, even if it's food, $80 is you can do a lot. It doesn't even have a restaurant does. I don't. And this is me. I don't think that first dates should be dinner anyway. It should be somewhere walk in or something. Go to a museum or go to something where you can engage each other and really talk. Because if you're eating and your stuff in your face, you can't really talk. The movies, the movies is a worse first date than going to dinner. But I think that dinner to me is low on the totem pole of things that you want to do on a first date. That's just me. George said first dates should involve a common interest. I usually go to the bookstore or museum. If she ain't cultured, I ain't interested. Most women aren't. Whew. That was I have asked a few women to go to the art museum, and some of them was like, "Nah, I don't art museum. I do culture stuff. I do stuff like that. So if you frowning up to go to an art museum, that don't speak well as to where things are gonna go between us." Hurt said roller skating. April Shower said today, 2026, cost of living, meal, and drinks would be about 75. Man, I don't know about that. And usually when I go out to eat, if I'm going on a dinner date, I do more drinking than eating. I may have a couple drinks. I may get an appetizer or something because I'm the type of person I can go into a restaurant hungry and I'm always taking a doggy bag out the restaurant with me because I'm not the type of person who goes into a restaurant and I'm gonna eat everything. I don't know why. I've always been like that. So yeah, I tend to eat appetizers unless I know I want something to eat and I'll take a doggy bag home. But for the most part, appetizers and drinks. And the woman that I'm with, she can get an entree or whatever she wants, but that's me. Camille said no man will be at her house on a first date. Scorp said the same thing. No first date in no house. Her said roller skating. I think that I haven't been skating in a long time, but I can still skate, but I'll probably have blisters all over my feet the next day. Yeah. I don't know what happened to my personal roller skates. I don't know where they are. They probably my little brother might have took the wheels off and put them on a skateboard or something. I don't know what happened to my skates, but yeah, and wearing them pumpkin boots, them brown skates with them orange wheels, you will most definitely have some blisters on your feet if you wear them pumpkin boots. No man will be at her house on the first date. Yeah, April Shower said that was back in the day. She said she wouldn't have no man at her house. She said people are different. Yeah. Scorp said keep them. Come on now. Keep that man out your house. Okay, on the first date. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. But the takeover spirit is rapid. Oh, okay. I mean, so coffee dates aren't low effort. What about a lot of women will say, okay, this is what I'm not speaking for the ladies in here, but a lot of women will say coffee dates. They'll say, man, it's putting in low effort by saying, let's go on a coffee date. A walk in the park. A lot of women call that broke behavior. Let's go walk in the park. Oh, you broke. Dinner under $150. He's not serious. These are some of the things that women say. A first date is supposed to be two people assessing compatibility, two people deciding if there's chemistry. But somewhere along that line, we replaced curiosity with consumption, pocket watching. Yeah, a woman would, let's go for a walk in the park. Ah, you broke. What's that word they call dudes now? Brokies. Brokey. Brokies. Okay, Camille said picnics, bookstores, museums are all, yeah, those are good dates. But the majority of women, modern women, will say that those are not dates that they want to go on. Yeah. A lot of women feel that if you're not spending money, that you don't really like them. Ladies, I'm here to tell you that's not true. A lot of men will like you more for being receptive to going on a low-cost date. That will being accepting of a low-cost date will get you so many cool points. Yes. Being accepting of a low-cost first date will get you the dinner that you eventually want. But being demanding and saying that this is what it's got to, that's going to get you. I mean, if it's somebody that you really are trying to see if you have connection with, that's going to get you, that's going to get your number deleted. A lot of women don't understand that. Being accepting of a low-cost date, first date, it goes a long way. It shows a man a lot. It shows a man a lot by being accepting of a low-cost date. We can tell y'all women, but y'all won't listen. Because yeah, now it's steakhouses. We got the valet got to park us. Top shelf. I want a top shelf drinks. And then a lot of women be ranking the man on how much the tip is. I mean, and my thing is if the man paid over $200 for the dinner, I think that the woman, if a man did do that on the first date, I think that the woman should pay the tip. That will show a man something. If a man does take you out on the first date and it's over $150, I think you should offer to pay the tip. I think that the woman should offer to pay the tip. Because then you don't come across as a user. Yeah, you will come across as a user. Now, I'm not saying that anything is wrong for a man to take a woman on a date and it costs that much if that's what he so chooses. But if he does, ladies, pay the tip. But yeah, for women to do so much complaining about what they can't find, the list of demands that you have, it doesn't match. Beggars can't be choosy. And I'm not saying that literally, but yeah, women, you can't be complaining about not being able to get a man and then have a list of demands on what you want. Now, having a preference is one thing, but having a list of demands is completely different. It's completely different. It's completely different. You can't complain about not getting a man and then have a 2-page list of demands on the specifications of the man, you're never gonna find a man. Camille said she would tip. Caramel Sweet shook her head. April Shower said, I actually grew up with my parents, had taken me to all restaurants, all cultures of food, so going out to eat didn't. Yeah, that's how. Yeah, I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that, April Shower. I'm with you on that. You got Caramel Sweets in the house. Got Quee. Quee has shown up. We miss you, Quee. But yeah, ladies. Yeah. And to the men out there, if you did all that and she didn't like you, you just financed the vibe. She's got the pictures to remind you of, a lot of women take the pictures of the plate before they touch it. Take a picture of the menu and post it, but they don't be taking no pictures of you. Red flag. If she takes pictures of everything but the person who provided that dinner, red flag. Now let's talk about tipping. And I just said that, in some cases, in some cases, in most cases, if the man is paying for the dinner on the first date, I think that the woman, if the first date is a dinner, the woman should pay the tip. The man's paying for the dinner and the drinks, the woman should pay the tip. But some women will say, if he tips low, he's cheap. He just paid $200 for dinner. He's not cheap. Was the service good? Was it timely? Were they congenial to you? That goes, it's not just we're going to give them a 20%. No, that's not how it works. What is a low tip? Let's set a benchmark. Let's set a benchmark. We're coming up on 53 minutes into the show. Hit the like button. Share this video out. Subscribe to the page. Join in the conversation. We have adult conversations over here. Everybody's opinion, it's warranted. Doesn't mean it's good, but everybody's opinion is warranted. We had George in here. He's been dropping facts all night about what men deal with in terms of dating. Is a man cheap if he tips less than 20%? Is a lady a user if she doesn't offer to pay the tip after he's paid for the dinner? These are opposing questions. But, there's two sides to the coin. Sometimes three sides to the story. And a lot of men are like, well, damn, now I'm being graded on my gratuity percentages. When does the man stop being reviewed? When does it just, do I like this person? And see, then the thing about that is, it's like tipping is like expected now. You go into the restaurant, they got the thing when you buying carry out food and they're asking you, do you want to tip them? And a lot of those people get mad if you don't. You didn't do nothing but give me my food. I always, I'm not tipping if I didn't sit down. keep an old man in line. Okay. When generosity is expected, it's not generosity. It's obligation, and tips are not obligation. Tips to ensure proper service. That's what tips is. Tips are to ensure proper service. You don't get proper service, ain't no tip. Exactly. You got tip according to service. I don't think tipping, I don't, women that look at how much a man tips as a barometer of his character, that's now if he didn't tip, that's a different story. But if he tips, women, like I said, women, for people who complain about what they can't get, women, you all have a crazy list of demands. You can't have a list of demands and complain about what you're not getting at the same time. That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. Men are tired of obligations disguised as romance. I like them all. Old women, young women, middle-aged women, thick women, skinny women, women in negligees, women dressed up, women with dresses to the ankles, women with mini skirts, women with heels, women with flats, women with kicks, braless women, women who wear bras, women who wear panties, women who don't wear panties. I love women. I think that kind of took all women into account. Aunt Lena said Jesus only wanted 10%. Oh man, he ain't lying. But some of these prosperity churches, they think 10% ain't enough. Did social media ruin first dates? Thank you. Thank you, April Showers. Thank you. Did social media ruin first dates? Are women just trying to one up each other with the pictures y'all post, the little videos y'all post where you ate at? Like I said, men, if she's posting everything about the dinner, but the person who bought it, red flag. That is a red flag. And any culture, country, restaurant, if she ain't paying attention to you, that's a red flag. Take a picture of me first before you take a picture of the food. I bought it. Nah, but yeah. We're just there to purchase the food. A lot, like George said, a lot of women date for dinners. A lot of women is hungry. Their stomachs is growling. They dating for dinners. All these women saying never accept a coffee date. If he wanted to please you, he would. Don't let a man take you somewhere he can afford every day. Why not? On the first date, why would a man not take you somewhere he can afford every day? It's just a first date. Carmel Sweet said the only thing she posts is what she got on. Nothing else. Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that. So now, yeah, dating advice sounds like a venture capital strategy. Make him go high. Where did this notion come from that a first date should be to a 5-star, 4-star restaurant, prime steakhouse, like a Jeff Ruby steakhouse? When did Ruth Chris? Yeah, I hate when people say Ruth Chris. It's not Ruth Chris. That lets me know you ain't eat her whole life. It's Ruth Chris. Yeah, I went to Ruth Chris last night. Ruth Chris. You went to Ruth who? Ruth Chris. You mean Ruth Chris? Ooh-wee. Camille said, Carmel, the same thing here, because she gonna be cute. Hey, ain't nothing wrong with being cute for the man that's taking you out. Ain't nothing wrong with that. What? Scorp said now all men want to be old and gray. I beg to differ, Scorp. I beg to differ. April Shower said yes. Social media ruined first dates because I saw a list not to take a woman on a first date, and I was like, what? Yeah. A lot of men. I'm lost on that. I'm lost on that conversation. Women try to maximize the return. Filter men by spending power and never lowering their leverage. My man got to make 100, got to be 6 figures. Women never lower their leverage. 100K or bust. And a lot of y'all is bust because it's only 10% of men, black men, is a little bit less than that make over $100,000 a year in America. And then you all get mad because then men start treating dating like strategy. Yeah, women want to do the strategizing, but they hate it when a man comes. Well, what we doing after I done spent this money? What we doing next? I know you ain't going home, not on a full stomach. We're gonna work some of that. We're gonna work some of that stomach off. And a lot of women get mad when men come at them. But I mean, you made it transactional, not the man. The man didn't make it transactional. So the man is looking to get a return on his investment. But a lot of women say you ain't getting no dividend tonight. And when both sides treat dating like a strategy, nobody feels safe. Because the woman is going, you just want some power you. And then the man is like, you just wanted a dinner. See? Angst in the first date. How can you grow when there's angst in the first date? Yeah. And then when it's treated like a strategy and a man says that, well, you come into my house after the dinner, then a woman feels used. And then when when the lady says, nah, I'm not going over your house, I'm going home, then the man feels exploited. So what's the lose-lose situation? There's going to be hurt feelings on both sides when you try to make it transactional, because the woman made a transaction and the man is trying to get something, get return on his investment. And then when a man does that, the woman feels used. And then when the woman says, well, I'm going home, I'm full, then the man feels exploited. Where can you go after a first date like that? You can't. You can't go anywhere. Dead end. First dates, I mean, $80 is, I mean, if you choose to go on a dinner date, I think $80 is cool. But I am a firm believer that the first date, food shouldn't even be in the equation of the first date. You can't talk. Women say they want conversation, men say they want, but you can't talk while you're eating. And then in the end of that, both parties feel exhausted. That's what happens, women, when you make dating transactional. When dating is transactional, both parties are looking for some return. And this is supposed to be a learning mechanism. That's what a first date is, a learning mechanism. Wow. Y'all tripping. Y'all are tripping. Yeah, exactly. April Showers, Roof's Crisp. I went to Roof's Crisp last. Yeah, say it right. Roof Chris. Scorp said everybody don't look good bald. Yeah, everybody don't look good bald headed. Carmel Sweet said she never had a man ask for some after a date. You just give it to him. Did you just give it to him? That's probably I mean, if you're gonna get it out, if you're going to get it after the first date, you're not gonna have to ask for it. You shouldn't ever have to ask for it. But most definitely, don't ask for it on the first date. If you're gonna get it on the first date, you're not gonna have to ask for it. Sometimes shut up. A lot of men talk themselves out of cooch. Sometimes, man, just shut up. Sometimes just shut up. Carmel Sweet said they tried it. They tried it. I mean, hey. Carmel Sweet says she don't give it up after the first, the second, or the third date. Damn. Is them 3 dates in 1 week? Yeah. April Showers, when you expect something, if you expect something and you don't get what you expected, then it kind of leaves a bad taste in your mouth. If you go into I'm gonna spend this money on this. I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna buy everything on the menu, and he gonna buy it. And some dudes will get up and walk out. I gotta go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. And 10 minutes later, they gone, and you sitting there with a table full of food that you're about to have to pay for. So, ladies, be careful. There are some smart men out there that are not going to be used and abused. And a smart man will know if he's being used and abused. Nobody wants to feel used or abused. And a first date can make a man feel like that. Now, this is where it gets kind of controversial, but I'm gonna frame this. Let's be precise. Prostitution is the direct exchange of money for intimacy. What men are describing isn't that. They're describing this. Women require financial access before emotional access. Women expect payment before potential. And women also expect an implied reward structure in terms of dealing with a man. If he spends more, I'll take him seriously. If he spends less, I'm going to dismiss him. That's not romance. That is tiered access. You are recreating tier levels to the access a man has to you. And that ain't romance. And that's why a lot of men look at stuff as if it's transactional. It's like when you cross this financial threshold, you'll get to this one. And yes, tiered access feels transactional. But let's be fair, women invest too. Women do invest. Hair, nails, time, emotional labor. And the thing about women is they have to have a safety assessment when they're dealing with a man. So there are things that women have to do. Women have to have a safety assessment when they meet a man and they're thinking about having one-on-one time with that person. So there are things that women must do. But a lot of women feel like, and that's why men feel like it's kind of like soft prostitution, is because women have a financial incentive to being able to have access to them. And that's how men feel. There is a financial incentive to your time. And that's why it feels kind of like soft prostitution. And I've had men that have told me that that's how it kind of feels like. And I think the real issue is that it's not about the spending of money on the first date. I think it's about the expectation of reciprocity. A man has an expectation that if he spends a certain amount of money, that there's going to be some type of reciprocity. Not all men, a lot of men. Yes. A man is going to feel like if I spend $200 on a dinner, she sure ain't going straight home. That's just when the woman brings the financial emphasis into it, the man is looking at it like, okay, where is the reciprocity going to come from? And that's when you men feel like they've paid that money for all that money for dinner, that they have some access to you. Is that right or wrong? I'm not here to say whether that's right or wrong. I'm just saying that when women have those type of financial expectations on a first date, which is to get the, I think the man throws getting to know you out the window, and then it's like, okay, this ain't no getting to know you date. This is you checking my pockets now. I'm about to check your panties. And I'm sorry to say it like that, but that's how some men think. We have real conversations over here, and I'm gonna keep it real. We're not gonna do the fake stuff. Y'all know I don't have no clown suit on. We're going to keep it real. And for men, if I pay because I want to, I chose to do that. I'm cool with that. But if a man feels like he must pay, that's a system. That's a system. Yeah. That's not an individualistic thing. That's a system that this person uses. And there are women out here who are dating for dinners. I did a show dedicated last year, dating for dinners. Especially in the climate that we're in now. People hungry out here. And April Showers brought up a good point. She said, you also have women that's out here paying for men. 100%. 100%. Just like men want arm candy, there are women out there that want arm candy too. Yeah. And a lot of women say that that's what independence gives them. Independence and money gives them the ability to purchase the man that they want. So that's a two-way street. It's not a one-way street. It's not just men who are out here going on dates and dinners for access to a woman. There are women out here who are doing the same, who are taking men out to dinners and providing them things so that they can have access to them. It's just the world that we live in. I don't know if I can't say that that's an unhealthy situation or a healthy situation, but that's not a situation of growth, of sustainability. Because in that type of situation, there's always going to be somebody that will do a little more for you, or if that's if a person's ultimate goal is to get somebody to, I mean, yeah. That's like men who say, okay, I'm gonna trade this lady in. It's time for me to get a newer model. It's along those same lines. But is that a woman's is that a I'm glad you brought that up, April Showers, is because that brings me to a point where of how do women look at a woman that will pay for access to a man? I think a lot of women would be in agreement of her being able to do that. And the reason that I say that a lot of women would be in agreement with a woman being able to do that is because just in how women were supporting Cardi B in something that was not really supportable from my point of view. And look where that got Cardi B. So, women can't do what men do to a certain extent. April Shower says some people have never been to nice places or did nice things and look for that man to be you 100% correct. I had a woman ask me to take her to Roof Chris, and I asked her, when's the last time you've been to Roof Chris? She said she had never been to Roof Chris. And I was like, yeah, I said, yeah, I didn't think that you had asking someone to take you to Roof Chris. And she said, what do you mean? I said, to me, Roof Chris is not some place that you take someone on a first date. If I'm taking a woman to Roof Chris, we have established something. Because Roof Chris is a $300 to $400 dinner. Yeah. Roof Chris is a $200 to $300 two-person dinner with drinks and entrees and food and easy. That's not somewhere that somebody's just people take people to Roof Chris to get engaged. People go to Roof Chris and places like that in Prime Steak. Those are that ain't just a place. Oh, I'm gonna take her to first. Unless you're trying to impress a woman. But yeah, that's not a usual first date dinner place. I can guarantee you that if a man takes you to Roof Chris on the first date, he's trying to get some skins after that dinner. April Shower said, I don't support anyone who can't get the punani on their own. Exactly, Camille. That's crazy that anyone would ask to be taken. Yeah. I mean, but there are women out here that are doing that. There are women out here that are really asking to be taken to Roof Chris on a first date. We are an hour and 25 minutes in the show. I'm probably going to go for about 5 more minutes. This has been a good conversation. I think it's run its course. But men are fatigued. I'll do this last segment. Men are fatigued. Men feel like they are walking wallets. Like I said, men feel like they're on financial auditions. A lot of men feel like they are competing with what women see on social media. Social media is not where you go for good dating information. Unless you're going to someone that's older and wise. Squirt Mama, thank you for coming tonight. I'll see you tomorrow night or Tuesday. But yeah, men are fatigued. Men want to feel like they are more than a wallet. Men want to feel like they're more than a wallet. Men have emotional intelligence. We know when we're being fed a book of lies. We had this conversation tonight because women do all the complaining, but they have the longest list of demands. That does not make sense. Complainers that have lists of demands usually stay where they're at. We have these conversations so that we can become closer as men and women. I talk to my buddies, I talk to my female friends, and it's crazy some of the conversations that I have. And that's why I have these conversations, because it's on both sides. I got female friends that really, really are intentionally looking for good men. And I got homies that are intentionally looking for wife material. But the things that both of these groups comes into contact with is pushing people to the brink. In terms of looking for mates, people are looking for mates in crazy places now. Places that you normally wouldn't go to find mates, long-term mates. People are selling themselves short. And sometimes the list of demands that you have and what you're looking for will cause you to sell yourself short or put yourself in a corner where it's kind of hard for you to find somebody, to find your person, because you've put yourself into so much of a corner with your list of demands without looking in the mirror. And that's where a lot of people fail to realize is the common denominator in all of your situations is you. All these conversations that we have, they go back to accountability. Being accountable for the choices that you make. When we can all be accountable for the things that we do, things will get better. Because with no accountability,
Lab Addicts Music Group.
you're just banging your head into a wall. And that's insane. Because you're doing the same things over and over, looking for different results. And that's not how it works. I hope I said something tonight that made you look in the mirror. Romance or receipt? When did dating become transactional? This has been another Adult Conversation with Maas. I'll see y'all tomorrow night on Maas After Dark. If not, everybody have a good weekend. I'll see y'all Tuesday. Thanks to everybody who came in and contributed to the show. The MA family, Quee, Camille, Squirt Mama, April Showers, George. I thank everybody.